Hey, Alyssa, welcome to our VR show.
Hi.
I can't hear you
Hi.
at all, so I don't know if it's me or you this time. So let me double check my settings here. I think it might be you.
Okay,
No, it
I
is definitely me.
looking
There we
audio,
go. It was
everything's the
me.
same.
It
Okay,
was
cool.
me. My headset took
Cool.
over my output audio, so I'll be strapping on my headset here momentarily. I just wanted
Okay.
to give everybody a quick shout out and say hello, welcome to our new VR show. We're going to be stepping into Facebook Horizon today. Alyssa, are you up to date on the latest version of Horizon yet?
Yes, and I was in Horizon, but I think it froze or something. So whenever we put headsets on, I might need a sec to restart. But I did get the update going. Actually, I'm gonna have my turtle guy over here do it for me.
Awesome.
But yes, yeah, I did get the update, and I'm so excited to do VR.
So this should be fun. We're testing out an experimental setup today, so things may go awry, things may break, but that is to be expected. Um, and Coil Twitchbot, thanks for the cheer, by the way. Much appreciated. Um, so we're going to be messing around in Facebook Horizon. Facebook Horizon is a new platform for VR from obviously the Facebook folks, but the dev tools are really cool. And Alyssa and I have played around with this just a little bit, and I gave you a preview last week on our show on Wednesday to show you what the the engine was capable of. So we're going to dive into some scripting today, Alyssa, and I'm going to show you how to do things like debounce a trigger. So I'm sure you're familiar with debouncing in like JavaScript, right?
I am, but whenever I was playing around with the programming, it was a whole new world. I'm excited to see how how to do
So
it.
we have some similar concepts in game dev too, where maybe you're throwing an object at a target and it might like say bounce in and out of the target a few times. You don't want to like trigger that target like 9 times as the you know ball bounces around inside the target. So what you want to do is trigger it, and there's two ways you can do this. You can either immediately trigger an event and then disable the trigger for a period of time, or you can do the opposite of that. So it's kind of either a debounce or a timeout. So you can either trigger immediately, set a timeout, or you can wait until all of the events stop and then trigger the event to happen. So there's two ways we can do that. We'll play with a little bit of this today. Um, we'll both be very goofy in our VR headsets. So it should be pretty entertaining. Last week when I did this, I was tripping over cords and knocking into my microphone.
Are you standing?
I am standing. Yes,
Oh
I'm
my, I'm
standing.
sorry.
Yes.
That was too many
Uh,
elements. Like managing the stream and being in VR and you're adding
uh,
standing to it. You're a madman.
so last week was even worse because I had a hardwired hardwired uh, earphone, and I kept tripping over the wire and pulling out on my face.
Oh God.
So I moved that to a USB uh, device that's connected to my PC. People were worried about my shelf, but
Yeah.
inside VR, you have boundaries that come up, so I will not be smacking my shelf. I have headbutted my desk before, though.
Oh my God.
So
Now I
sometimes
will tell
bending
you,
down,
there are boundaries.
yeah.
But there's nothing that makes you stay in the boundaries. Like I put my uncle in it and he was just like charging and I'm like, "Oh, you just went right through that boundary and now you're headed for the stairs." Like so yeah, there is safety measures, but you can choose to ignore them.
We also had issues with the microphone. So I've got a what are they called? Cardioid microphone. So it only really picks up well like if I'm directly in front of it, and I was sometimes not facing the microphone. So this week I'm going to try using the microphone on the VR headset. So I'm going to switch over to that. When you see me put the headset on, you might hear the my voice cut out for a minute while I switch microphones, but I'm going to give that a shot as well. And we're also going to stream from my desktop. So last week you saw a little box where the game was being shown, and it was kind of hard to see. So I've tried running this on my PC versus running it on my VR headset. We should get better FPS, and we should be full screen. So that should
Woo!
be nice.
Yeet.
So the show's getting better as we go. Alyssa's jumping to VR, so I'm going to join her there.
I have pass through on, so I can still see you, but I wanted to get everything
nice.
ready.
So you should be able to see for the first time also the pair programming aspect of Facebook Horizon. And howdy, the dysfunction. Thanks for the shout out. And Alyssa, you don't know this, and you can't hear this, I don't believe. But people's questions are being translated from text to speech into my earpiece. So
shut
in
up!
VR.
How are you doing that? Is that like a Twitch bot or something?
It's
a StreamYard?
service. Yeah, it's called Speech Chat, and you connect it to your account, and you can hear people's questions in VR.
We're going to talk more about that because that's epic.
So I'm going to throw up a banner here because I am streaming over 4 different channels. The only one that I can really answer Q&A on is going to be the Code It Live channel or the YouTube channel. So I'm going to throw this banner up at the bottom. If you want to ask a question, make sure you're on that channel. It's very difficult to read texts from the VR headset, although I can do that now. I still like the part that reads it out loud because I don't have to switch apps while I'm in the headset, and it will cut the video feed while I do that. So we don't want to be doing that a lot. So I'm going to try popping the headset on now, and we'll get into Facebook Horizon. So give me just a second. I got to make sure I put my hands on. My virtual hands.
Okay.
One of them is stuck in my standing desk, by the way. There we go. When your virtual hands get stuck somewhere, that's not good. All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to try switching my microphone here. And I have full control from VR now on my desktop stuff. So this is awesome. Way better than that last week. And I'm now on my Oculus headset audio.
Yeah, I hear you, and it sounds better than before. So hopefully it sounds good for our audience
than before.
too.
So the Oculus headset microphone is better than a $150 Yeti microphone. That's pretty
You were
amazing.
all staticky with the Yeti, and now it's clear. So
okay. And I am also in Horizon now, and I can see that folks can see my VR screen. So now I can switch over to full VR here. So this is good. Now, little caveat here, you guys cannot hear the game audio at this time. And you really, frankly, don't want to. The game audio is broken on PC, I think. I've tried everything to fix it, but it sounds very crackly, like an old 80s videotape that's been sitting in the sun. So you don't want that. Oh, and Howdy is, not Howdy, what's the name here? Dysfunction is trashing the Yeti microphone pretty hard. He said they're terrible, pretty much. I won't say it verbatim because, again, I can't read it back, but from what I heard, it was not good.
Doesn't take much to be better than a Yeti.
Yeah. So, Alyssa, let's...
I'm going to the grassy world. Do you want me to not go?
World?
Is that a bad idea?
No, you can go there. I don't think you've seen the alien crash site yet.
No, I'm excited to. Can we show everybody?
Yeah.
Can we show them
let's go check out something that we worked on before here. I'm gonna go find you. So I'm stalking you on Horizon now.
Alien crash site.
View profile. I'm gonna join you.
What did you build? What have you? What is this place?
Okay.
I'm gonna go touch it.
I'm loading it now, so people should be able to see you soon. When we get into the world together, we may need to mute each other. By the way,
I muted myself already.
Oh, okay.
In the game, so that you shouldn't get an echo. But
There we
yeah.
go. I muted me as well.
Oh.
I see you're a gigantic. So
Oh, I forgot about the preview mode and the walking around
this
mode.
is. Hey, there we go. There's Alyssa, folks. And
I turned on pass through. I gotta not wave
okay.
as vigorously.
You disappeared for a moment. I was like, and there goes Alyssa. So this is how you pair program in Horizon. So this is pretty cool stuff. Because Alyssa is here with me, I can see her. Hi, Alyssa, and we can go into the edit mode together. Alyssa, go into edit mode so I can show like how you get gigantic. So Alyssa is in edit mode. She's over there now, and she's like Godzilla size.
I forgot how to move around in edit mode. Moving.
And I just realized I am on a stationary guardian here. So I might need to remap my guardian if it gets in my way. Oh, you're around me somewhere. There's Alyssa, giant Alyssa, and you're zooming in and out. So if I go into this mode as well, there we go.
Ah!
So I got big. So now we can build together, and now we should be about the same size. So Alyssa, let's jump into the non-edit mode for a minute.
Okay.
And I'll give you a quick tour of what's happened here. So if you come over here, you can see an alien crashed into our world we were building, and I think he's still in there.
Oh my gosh, is it making noise?
Yeah.
Can we let him out?
We can't let him out, but I think we can try to help him get home. So I showed this last week on stream, but folks that didn't get to catch it. By the way, they can't hear the alien crying inside either. So if we come over to the tower here, whatever the aliens have left us, looks pretty interesting.
I'm so excited.
And we'll climb up here a little bit, and we gotta climb.
Gotta use stairs.
Climb the machine.
Ooh.
All right. Hopefully this works out better than last week. By the way, this did mess up on me last week. Oh, I lost Alyssa. Here she comes.
Sorry, I'm not good at the stairs. Okay, what is this?
Be careful. There's some electricity or something shocking over here. It's a little crazy. I think to help the alien out, we need to do something with the hammer.
I forgot how you said if I point at something. Oh, and then I do that, and then I can grab it, and then I can grab it.
So why don't you put the hammer over here on the, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Something happened to the hammer.
Good at all.
What's going on with the hammer, Alyssa?
Nothing good.
Oh, God.
What did you build? Oh, it's so big. I want to get on it. I want to make myself big.
Uh-oh. Alyssa's getting on the teleporter.
I want to get on it.
Oh.
Did it work? Ah! Massive? This is so fun. Can we pick up the thing now? Now that I'm a big person? Can I make it big? I want to make it big.
You can't make it big, but you can throw him home.
Oh, no. You know my throwing skills. You saw me in that game. You throw him home.
Oh, God. Well, close enough.
That's not home. Oh, that was so fun. How cool.
So that was some visual trickery. So this is not us actually being big.
Oh no, show me what you did.
You can make world objects big, but you can't make players big. So here's
what
I
did you do.
So hit the edit mode button. Okay.
I forget always. One sec. Edit mode. There we go.
All right, there you are. All right, let's zoom way out. I'm smacking into my keyboard already. I need to change my guardian. Zoom way out, like way
zoom out.
Like almost as far as it goes. Okay.
Okay.
Now lift the level up. Way up. And you see under here?
Yes.
There is a tiny level.
What?
So
you transported to the bigger level?
So you transport from the normal size world above to the tiny size world below. So now you're about 3 times the scale of the
So
world.
how did you duplicate the world?
I copied and pasted, like any good programmer.
Show me. Show me. How do you copy paste?
Okay, let's do this where we're not going to destroy our world.
Yeah. Do
So
we want to go to a
on
different world or?
yeah, let's make a new world. Let's see if we can get a new world going because I want to work on some triggers today too. So
Okay.
to create a new world, I got to go into play mode, and we're gonna go.
Once you create it,
Create,
just let me know and I will
create
join.
world. We're gonna go to a snowy one this time because we're gonna make a game called Smack the Snowman. Let's see here. Create, and then we need. Let's see. Where's my snow template? Create a world. I have blank world, rich worlds. That's not the right one. Oh, it's the Rocky Island, I think, has the snowman. So we'll create the Rocky Island. I'll call this one Twitch or something. So people that are watching right now are probably thoroughly confused. We're just doing some really wild stuff here. Twitch with a W, not with an R. And I'm going to create the world, and then I have to invite you as a collaborator.
Sounds good.
Wait, maybe, hang on. Let me try this first. If we're in a party, how do I add party up with Alyssa? There we go. See if you can join that party.
Okay.
Okay. Did that work? Are you in a party now?
I am.
All right. So I'm going to create this as a party this time. Create. And then
may not be in your tube of portal.
it's I got to retype the name here. And so we're creating in Facebook Horizon a brand new level or world. And we're going to join this world together and do some pair programming. So I'm creating and inviting the party right now. So you should get a message or something, Alyssa. Do you want to invite your party to collaborate on Twitch with you? Twitch is the name of the level, by the way. This will add them as collaborators. Invite party. Create now.
It says preparing to travel to Twitch, so I think it's going to work.
Okay. It said you hadn't responded, but it sounds like you have. So we'll see. I'm teleporting into the world now. So let's see. What are folks seeing at home? Okay, so you see a blank screen right now. We are spinning up a new world. That's why you're not seeing anything at the moment. There we go. I'm teleporting in now. And let's see if Alyssa's in the new world yet. Are you still loading?
It's not load. It never started to load.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have any collaboration requests. So maybe I can either try to stalk you or you can send me.
Let me try to, I'll try invite to world. I sent an invite. It says you are not a collaborator, which is weird because I just went through all those menus for nothing.
It just told me I couldn't travel to the destination.
Okay, let me add you as a collaborator. This is kind of like on GitHub, adding people to your team on a GitHub project. So I sent a request for that. If you go into create and you look at collaboration requests, you should see something in there, Alyssa.
Yeah, I see it and I'm accepting it.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to try to realign my, if I can. Oh, I can't do this without exiting. My Guardian is kind of small, so I keep hitting my desk. So Alyssa will join me here in a minute. While she does, I'm going to walk people through what's in here. This is one of the template worlds. If you see a bunch of invisible boxes up in the sky, these are just lights. that project light onto the world. There is some global lighting, but these are just kind of enhancements that the developer added to kind of highlight some trees and things that they wanted to cast some extra light on. There's some decent level design going on in just this starter template. Oh, there's Alyssa, gigantic, Godzilla-sized, in the fog, Alyssa.
Hello.
So Alyssa's here with me now. Alyssa, we're gonna play with event triggers today.
Yay.
And we're gonna learn how to debounce those and write some scripts.
I'm so excited.
If you want to zoom down here into the snowman,
Okay.
with me, I'll show you how to do this. We're gonna make a game called Smack the Snowman. Because I couldn't think of a really good tutorial, so we're gonna mess around.
Can you show me how to duplicate him? I want my own snowman.
Mr. Magoo's quoting the what's that movie?
Do you want to build a snow?
Yeah.
Oh, Frozen.
Frozen. Okay, so if you wanna copy something, Alyssa, first of all, it's best if you select it. So if you take your hand pointer and click and drag, that's the safest way to select something. So there you go. I see you selecting a tree.
Did I do it?
So you've got the snowman. Now, if you click on the right direction on your right hand,
Oh,
it looks
yeah,
kind of like a
duplicate.
deck of cards or something. That is your copy function. There you go. Now you've copied the snowman. So
Let's hit it. Let's
have
hit
snowmen.
the snowman.
If you want to go really crazy with this, once you copied something on your left hand, there's an array function. So if you look at your left hand, whatever you copied last, if you tap right on your left hand, it will make another copy in the same direction. So this is nice for like making stairs. So you copy.
To do that.
Oh, you.
I moved.
If you
I'm
hit
moving. No, and I'm
left
not
on your
to.
left hand is undo.
Thank you.
Go. So this is super handy for like stairs, because if you grab something and you move it up ever so slightly like this.
Oh, and then you want to
and
duplicate
then you
it.
go again and again and again and again. It really shortcuts things. So
cool.
that is copy and paste.
This is so cool. Okay, I want to hit the snowman thing. Teach us
Show
about
the
that.
array modifier. I don't know the array modifier.
Array modifier?
Yeah. So if
Well, let me
you are
poke
in
a
the know-
snowman, and then I'll duplicate it. And then now I'm going to look over at array and say modify. I don't see a way to modify the array.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing or if that was just a question or what. I don't know of an array modifier.
They said you just used
Oh, that
the
was
LOL.
it. Okay, that was the array
Sorry.
modifier. All right, so you have snowmen. All right, what I want you to do is hit the menu button on your left hand, and that brings up all of the widgets that are available in the editor. So
Menu
I've got mine
button.
up here.
I forgot about menu.
The menu
Oh, the
is-
actual
yeah,
button.
the actual
physical.
menu button.
Okay.
And that will bring up the build menu. So we've got our build menu up. I'm going to select gizmos from the tab.
And then what?
And
then
then-
what?
And then in the gizmos tab, get a trigger out.
Trigger. And then, for people who are less familiar with these game terms,
Okay,
what
trigger
is a trigger a
green
function?
box. And
Well, I
a
found
trigger
it.
is something that can do a lot of things. So it can act as a collision point. So if I enter or exit or occupy this space, I get an event that comes up. I see you already got a script block. We'll need one of those. Grab a particle effects too, so we have something.
Once I
that
have
we can-
one and I want to delete it, oh yeah, the down on the.
Hold it and press down on your controller, and you can remove the item.
not-
So I've got three things now. I've got a trigger block, a script block, and a particle effects block. So what I want to do is put the trigger block on the snowman and create a script to play the special effects when I enter that trigger. And you've got
I
there
can't
you go.
delete
You got the right
these.
ones.
It's a problem.
Pick up the block that you want to delete and press it down on your right joystick.
I keep doing that and it just pops me. Oh, that worked. Yay. I think it was because I was on duplicate and not grab,
Yeah,
and it
you're
doesn't work
probably
when
copying and then deleting. Do that all the time. This is also handy, by the way. If you hold your, if you press up where it says grab, and then you hold the button, while you're holding, if you swipe through your 3 blocks you created, and it will group select them.
Wait, you're just...
So click and drag through there you go.
Cool.
You got it. So you can move them as a group if you want to. So that's always handy too. We'll go over group and ungroup functions in a little bit.
Do you have any idea why my green box looks different? Oh, the trigger just automatically looks different. I see yours looks different too.
So I'm going to take my green trigger box and I'm going to put it over my snowman's face. Kind of like that.
I'm going to call mine Betty. What are you going to call yours?
You're going to smack Betty around. So make sure it covers it pretty good.
Okay, hang on. I got to...
We're going to detect when our player enters
delicately
this box.
put Betty's head in the box.
There we go. And then grab your special effects when you're done there.
Okay, grab my special effects.
On the special effects block, hit up on your controller, and it'll bring up the properties for it.
Properties.
There we go. I can see what's nice about this little pair programming doohickey is I can see your properties tab is up. And I can also click on it and inspect what you have here. So you want to come into presets and click on, I'm going to choose the water preset. There's a couple water special effects in there. Water burst is a good one. Okay. So we've got our water burst special effect. Now let's drag that to the snowman's head.
Wait, okay, so this is the question. Last time we pair programmed, we used these reference plugins a lot.
Yep.
Why are you physically dragging the particle versus the plugin? I'm always confused on what piece should be.
So the physical position of the thing is where it's going to show up when it plays.
Okay.
So where do we want it to play? We can actually move these if we want to. We can actually show that in a few minutes. So yeah, so we'll put that on the snowman's head. The next thing we want to do is grab our script and go ahead and pull up the properties on that, and you should get a scripting window.
I want to like rotate my view. I forgot how to do that.
Grab both index or middle fingers at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So if you pop up your window on the script tab, I can actually come over and touch that tab and see it as well. So this is what's really cool about the pair programming thing is I can come over and actually help you with this. Sorry about the personal space, by the way. That's the only way I can see.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting
I'm like
it
so
aligned.
in your face here.
No, you're totally fine.
What's nice is I disappear, I think, if I'm in front of you. So you want to get the trigger that says, and I can manipulate your script here if I wanted to as well. When trigger is entered by player, you want to grab that.
Can I make this bigger?
Yes, you can.
I guess I'm just zooming in.
Anything
Yeah,
makes it bigger. Yeah.
So we're saying when trigger is entered by player. You said. Yep.
So drag that. So what we're saying is we're gonna target this green box, and when that trigger gets tripped by a player, we're gonna do something. So we want to go over to the let's see, yeah, the wand, the actions tab, and choose Play Animation from the Actions tab.
Wait, play animations or play visual FX?
Nope, you're right. Play Visual Effects. You're getting better at this than me.
Do I plop it underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So when this trigger is entered, we're going to play some visual effects. We need to tell the script where to find those visual effects. So go ahead and select the last tab that says Variables. It has a little hash mark on it. Create a new variable, and it's going to be an object type. And you've already created it. Let me refresh your pane so I can see this as well. Oh, okay. So it's not letting me see your variables for some reason.
I put it on this play visual effects on yeah.
Okay.
But
fine.
I still don't have a place to plug in. This is the part I get so confused on.
So if you're a software developer, then you might be familiar with classes. So a script is essentially a class. A class on its own can't do anything by itself. It needs to be newed up into an instance first. So to new up an instance of a script, what we need to do is come over to the green block, pull up the properties on it.
Right. So I need to actually attach the script is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did it. There's still no plugging in, which is disappointing.
So do you see the trigger properties? I've got the panel right here if you can't see it. Yeah. So on the trigger properties, on attached script, you need to pull that drop down and select your script.
So did I do it wrong? Because you see what I did? I attached it here.
Oh, you got it on the particle effects? Yeah, go ahead and just clear that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nope, you're good. You can technically do it either way, but you'd have to change the type of triggers you're using. Yeah, go ahead and select it there.
Explain.
Now
if you're saying if I added it over here, the trigger would have to be what?
You'd have to change your variables. So you would have to tell it where the trigger is. You'd have to create a variable for the trigger and listen for the event on the trigger and then play visual effects on self.
How do you keep this organized in your brain? It's so confusing. Okay. So we added the script to the trigger.
Mm-hmm. So now
and our script says on player enter, play the effect.
Mm-hmm. So
is
now
that all the
pieces? Reference
it's not
from the particle effects.
Oh, that's going to make me unhappy. Hang on. We've got to move this over here. And we've got to move this over here if we're going to be plugging like that. Right?
Okay. Wait till you get a lot of these going. You're
Is this happy?
Yeah. So
it's not plugging in. Did it plug?
Yeah, it plugged in on my screen. So
okay,
you've attached the particle effects to.
I guess it confused me because I can still select another plug, but that's like so you could have multiple, I guess.
Yeah. So on the left side of a trigger, or a left side of a script area here, you can assign a variable. On the right side, on the reference, you can reference many. You can create a reference to many. So it's a one-to-many on the reference side, and it's many to one on the other side.
Okay.
So now this actually
I'm so excited.
Work.
You know what we need after it works? We need to have a counter if you think that's possible.
Oh, we can totally do that.
So okay, I want to go to preview mode.
Yeah, your snowman is so tall. I don't.
Yeah. Oh no!
I can't
hang on.
smack him.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Okay, I'm gonna back up while and he's got confetti coming out of his head too. So that's I chose the water animation, but confetti's
you want to know? You want to know why I did confetti? I did confetti because I used to play Halo, and there was like a thing where you would hit the grunts. The grunts' heads would explode with confetti. If you're an old Halo fan, you know. So I wanted to be a semblance of that. Okay, I think it's done. Go ahead and check it out.
What's really cool is in view mode, I could see you editing, which is really neat.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to come over and smack, and we get confetti.
Oh my God. Did you already do yours? Did you? Hang on.
I did not do mine. So I was
I'm
helping
just
you. So I
molesting
didn't.
your snowman for nothing.
So watch this now. So if I keep smacking, there's many events being triggered. Let's see
Okay.
if I can get. I think the animation. There we go. I can get it to play pretty fast if I get in the right spot. So, like I said, in some games you don't want that, right? You don't want the
You want to
trigger because
debounce it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm throwing a ball into a basketball hoop, for example, you know how in real life basketball it might like swirl around the rim or it might bounce off the backboard a few times before it actually goes
Mhm.
through the hoop.
But you only want it to happen once.
Yeah, we only want to score points for the one instance of it actually getting through the hoop. So what we want to do is debounce this thing,
Yay,
especially
let's
with
do
like server
it.
latency and stuff like that. It can get really annoying. So you don't want to
Let's
rack up a ton
see.
of points just for a little bit of
Attributes.
server latency. So what we want to do is
Mm,
there's two ways to do this. So let's try this first way. Let's come into your script, and we need to do. We're going to create an internal event. So I say internal, but they're all actually everything in your script event-wise is actually public, and you can subscribe to these things. But we'll
are
get
you
into
talking
that
about
later.
this stop animation, pause animation, or something different?
Nope. We've got something else we're going to try. So choose send event with delay.
Under, let me see.
It's about at
Mm,
the end. So when we're paired up like this, folks, I can see her screen, but I have my own view of it. So I can
I'm in the
navigate through
magic
things and it
wand
doesn't
or no?
affect. No, on the first events tab,
Oh,
scroll all the
gotcha,
way to the
gotcha.
bottom and
I
then
see.
choose send event with delay. And then we can use
Mm,
my event. My event's fine. You can name those custom events, by the way.
okay.
And then let's come back up and choose when event is received. And then what this is telling us is when the trigger is entered. Trying to align this, my guardian keeps popping up in front of me. When the trigger is entered, we're going to play the visual effects, and then we're going to send an event to my event, and it's going to pause for 1 second, and then that event, when it gets triggered, we can do logic down here. So move your visual effects down underneath my event. So now we've just added a 1 second delay to when you smack the snowman. It will wait 1 second, then play the special effects. Does that make sense?
I'm so going to smack.
So you should see a noticeable delay when you touch it. But that's not actually a debounce. So if I were to hit this like 50 times, it would wait 1 second between each smack and keep
Oh, it's still
that
firing.
event's going
Like
to keep
it's like
firing.
queuing up the events.
Yes. So
Ooh,
what we can
gross.
do is come back to our script. This is a neat trick I saw from somebody on YouTube. I can't remember which one because I've seen like 3 different YouTubers and I can't keep track of which one I learned this from. So I would give a proper shout out if I could. But what we are going to do is scroll all the way back to the bottom again and see this cancel sending with delay.
Yeah.
Drag that above the delayed event. So right under the trigger, one more up. So what this is going to do is when we enter the trigger, it will cancel any events that are in process. And then it will start an event that's delayed by 1 second. So this creates a window. So there's a 1 second window that if I'm smacking the snowman, until I stop smacking and then wait 1 second, it will finally play the animation. So the first time through, there's no event to cancel, so it pops a 1 second delay, then it triggers the event. If I come through a second time within that 1 second and smack the snowman again, it's going to cancel the first event that's still waiting 1 second and start a new one that's waiting a second, and that's going to wait a second. Does that make sense?
Yes, I love this. I want to go test it.
So you change it to a half second. So you get a half second to smack the snowman.
Okay.
And if you keep if you keep triggering that box, what you're going to do is just keep increasing that delay until you wait finally a half second, and then it will finally play. So I can sit here all day and wave my hand, and it will delay that, and then eventually it will pop that one.
That's
half second.
confusing. Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, you're right. You're just constantly adding.
This is handy, but what I don't like about this approach is and there's different reasons to use them, by the way. I mean, it's not like a one-size-fits-all, like this is the best way to do it. There's different scenarios where you might want this behavior. Same thing goes for web development, too. Like, you don't want somebody, like, crushing, like, the buy button on a website and, like, racking up, like, new orders for every time they press buy. So you might want to like throttle that until a process is done or something. So there's different reasons to do these different delays. This one is windowed timeline. So we're creating this window of a half a second that we can cancel out of the previous event until the user stops. This is handy on the web, like if you're doing like a search box. So you're like typing a search. You don't want it to search on every character the person types in the search. You want to wait till they stop typing, right?
Yeah.
And then on the inverse side of this, we might want to trigger right away and then wait a certain amount of time before we allow that event to happen again. So let's change this up a little bit. So instead of canceling the event, let's only allow it to happen once every few seconds, but we'll make it happen immediately. So take the cancel sending event out.
Like once you got it, just delete like that?
Yep. So what Alyssa just did is held the button down, then pressed down on the controller, and you see the little trash can. It'll actually remove that line of code. The next thing is let's grab from our list here. I'm trying to find the right panel to tell you where this is at. There we go. So on the Magic Wand panel, this is the Actions panel. Take an enable object or enable code block.
Oh, wait.
Or
yes.
sorry, yeah, enable, drag that underneath that one, and then a disable code block, and take the disable and move it to
like right under the trigger?
Right, yeah, right before is fine. So what this will do is when the player enters the trigger, it immediately disables itself. Then it waits a half second, plays the event. We actually can take this wait out, by the way. So what we can do is we can play the visual effect immediately. So I'm going to move that up. Did you see it? I actually moved it for you.
That's fine. I am just trying to figure out. So yeah, do your reorganizing and then I'll
code
ask.
Blocks? Okay. I just want to make sure that works.
Yeah, I just reload. Yeah.
We'll immediately disable, immediately play the special effect, and then we'll wait a half a second before we re-enable the
You said that the half
trigger.
a second wasn't needed.
No, actually, I was wrong. It is. So what we're doing here is instead of canceling and extending the window, we're going to block by disabling the trigger for 5 seconds. So this is the opposite. It will play the event right away, and then we cannot trigger it again for 5 seconds. Where the other way we implemented this, we could trigger
is this needed?
Yes.
That line is needed.
Yes, because we have to delay enabling the event, or there will be no delay at all.
No, I think the delay is needed. I'm saying the second to the last line, when my event is received. I don't know if we need that, is it? Because here we're sending triggering the visual effect without this line.
But the send event is waiting to trigger the re-enabling of the trigger.
I still think it would work without it. Like like re-enable, yes, but I don't know about the line above it. I don't really get the.
Okay, so if we moved this up to where it's not inside the event anymore, this is a custom event. If it's inside of this block, send event, it's kind of like
Whoa.
It's just sending the event. It doesn't actually take 5 seconds or 0.5 seconds to get to the next line of code.
Right.
So these all run simultaneous. So these run asynchronously.
Did I do something wrong? Because everything is squished up onto one line now.
I was showing you what it would look like. I moved it. So if we deleted this line, the last line right now.
I don't know how to get it back. Maybe if I toggle off the script and then.
Here,
no, that's not working.
Was that it?
No, it's like literally all the lines are just mushed into one line, overlapping each other.
You're seeing something that I'm not. Let me try.
I'm going to close it out and then try to reopen it. There it goes. Yeah, that was odd. Okay, so continue. I see now.
All right. So if we read this, if we deleted this event, like here, like that, if we pretend that this is gone, then when I come through, I say when event is triggered, disable itself, play the visual effects, trigger or invoke this event, my event,
and then re-enable the event.
Delay, re-enable, but the invoking of my event doesn't take a half a second. So it will immediately, it's the same as saying this.
No. I want to test it. Can you put it back?
You want put it however you'd like. And
I want to put this here, and then I want to ensure that this is not a part of our.
Sure, go ahead.
Can I put it up here or something? I don't know where to put it so that it's not.
It doesn't matter where it goes. It's outside the scope of the block.
Because I tested it with how you had it, and it was working perfectly. Like that was exactly. It was so much smoother than it was before. So I'm curious.
We should be able to hit indefinitely. I got it to trigger twice in a row.
Oh no! I do not understand.
Confetti.
That's not what we want at all.
No,
so you're saying that this has to be here, and I guess I just don't get. Whoops, not there. It has to be up one.
Yeah. So this is like asynchronous. So, we're doing essentially like a callback, I guess. So if I say disable, play visual effects, then send event with a delay, all the things within this event trigger enter event happen immediately. The send event, the actual event gets the delay.
Okay.
So calling send event has no delay. The execution of that event gets the delay. So if I put enable here below the send event, it's the same as not having send event at all. It's the same as, it's functionally equivalent to this. So this send event with delay doesn't actually have a delay itself. It's delaying the event trigger. So now if I move this back down here, and if I read it out, it says disable, play visual effects, send event with delay, then it will wait a half a second before it enables itself again. So now if we go back to our snowman, we should only be able to trigger him once every 5 seconds or half second.
Yeah, no, and it's working so much smoother than it was before. It just feels like how you would expect it to work versus.
Yeah, so you're not able to spam it anymore.
Yeah. Because the other way, the way that you had it before, it was still causing a delay, but it wasn't as smooth. I like this way of doing it. It's really cool.
Yep. So we can disable things like that. So let's talk about events a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab my trigger here for a minute, and
let's see. Let me see if I can do it this way. I'm going to take my trigger away, and I'm going to go into my script. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to connect to an event on your trigger. So I can show how you can listen to events on other blocks. So I'm going to set up a new variable on mine. I'm going to take an object. I don't know if you can see. There you are. You may have to touch my script block to see where I'm at, by the way.
There we go.
I'm going to
Yeah,
make a
I
new
see it.
object. I'm going to call it T for trigger. This is your trigger. And I'm going to give it the special effect object. I'll just call it FX. And then what I'm going to do is listen for somebody to smack your snowman, and I'll make mine cry. So I'm going to take this script, and I'm going to try, let's see if I can get this to work. I'm going to attach the script directly to the effects. So I actually don't need this effects. There we go. It should be self. And then I'm going to take and reference your trigger. So I'm going to grab the reference plug from your trigger. And I'm going to plug it into my special effects.
Whoa.
And now I can say when, let's see, I can use connect to event, and I can connect to an event on your trigger. I'll connect to trigger enter, and then I can assign this to a local event on my side. So now I can call this something else. So when event is received, so this is going to delegate an event from your trigger to mine. I'll call this something custom. It's already suggested enter. So I'll use enter. And then we will go ahead and when trigger enter happens, we'll play special effects, place visual effects, and then I'm going to grab my variable, or no, it is self. That's right. So I attached it to the special effects directly. I have no trigger. I'm relying on your trigger. So I'm going to use that one, and then I don't really need to listen for your disable event. So what's nice about this is you can think of kind of inversion of control, if you know what that term means, like dependency injection, inversion of control, that type of thing. Your trigger, your snowman smacking script has no knowledge of my snowman crying script, right?
Correct.
So I can build systems that are not hardwired to each other because I can listen for events on other objects. So this is really handy stuff. So let's try this. I think this is going to work. So if I come over and I give your snowman a smack.
Did it work? Did it work?
No, it did not work.
Is it because I renamed the script? Because I thought if I renamed it, it would just rename it everywhere.
It shouldn't have mattered. So you renamed mine cry script. Let's double check and make sure it's still connected correctly. Let's play, make sure the animation plays. It does. Play visual effects on self when trigger enter is received.
Yeah, it renamed it on the attached script part, so I didn't have to. Odd.
Let me double check. So
I'm gonna go and
we'll
smack
talk about
my snowman.
debugging. I'm going to put a debug in here, and we will see if we're actually getting the message.
Okay, so mine is still working, and I renamed script, so I think it's something with the connected trigger part.
Let me make sure I connected to the right thing. I thought I connected to your trigger.
Also, I'm getting
Yeah,
a
looks
weird
like it.
side effect. Sometimes I get 2 confettis when I should only be getting 1.
Huh. I'm only
I think,
seeing 1.
okay, good. Good.
So let's see here. I have some pretty complex scripts written that use this, so I'm trying to figure out why it's not working. It could
Okay.
be that maybe particle effects can't be the target of a script. No, it says that it is receiving the event. So it is maybe play visual effects on self is not a thing.
Play visual effects on self. So
Yeah,
you need to
because
attach
I
them to the
attached.
snowman?
Let me try. Let's see. So the
No,
trigger
that wouldn't make any
works,
sense.
but it doesn't seem to be passing the trigger off. Let me try another name for this event. I'm just going to call the event test. Or I know what else it may be. So the event has to match. That's what it is. That's
Show
what
me.
it is. Do you know what overloading is in
No.
C#?
No.
Okay,
Explain
so
it.
what you have in like JavaScript, when you have a function, if
Yeah.
that function takes a certain number of parameters, you can only have one function with that name. So if I have function foo with 1 parameter and I have function foo with 5 parameters, that's not really something you do in JavaScript. In
Right.
C#, you can actually do this. It's called overloading. You can have a function that has the same name but has different parameters and does different things.
Oh my God, that's
So
so
this is
bizarre. So like based
very
on the number
similar.
of parameters, it's a different function and it could have different things happening inside of it.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So this is working off the same principle. So I'm
Really?
receiving the event, but when I'm trying to trigger my local event, it's not matching it up because remember your trigger is player enter, right?
Enter. Yeah.
So if I'm going to come over and
There's
look
no
at
way.
your
Does it?
trigger
Are
really
you saying
quick,
it's going to work
your
now because you
script.
made the parameters match?
Yes. So right now yours says when event trigger enter with player is received. My I'm listening for that event and I'm gonna cast it back to my local event system here, and mine says with event when event with, and I don't have the parameter specified, so I'm gonna change this parameter to player ID because that's what you're receiving over there, and I'm gonna call it player. Doesn't really matter. I'm not using it. I'm gonna throw it away anyway. But this is actually pretty important.
Ah, you got it to work. Look, it's working. Look, it's working.
Yeah. So what is cool though is I can listen to your event and I can get data from it. So I'm getting the player ID that touched your snowman. So I
Hey.
can
Remember that
create these.
debounce? We should
Yeah.
totally use another debounce. So there's like a slight delay because they're almost happening simultaneously.
Oh yeah. So what we could do is
So cool. I cannot believe you figured it out. It's because the parameters had to match. What bizarre world we live in.
Yeah, that one caught me with this very early because I didn't know it had that same type of functionality that C# has. And
cool.
I was racking my brain over trying to figure out why this didn't work for me. It was because I wasn't catching the parameter it was expecting.
Wow.
So what's cool about this is I've got a game that I'm working on, and I have a scoreboard, and I have many targets. So I want to be able to have n number of targets. I don't want to have a fixed number of targets. So the scoring system is completely unaware of the targets. So there's the scoring system is just listening to the events and seeing if there's a score that's happened, but it doesn't tie to all of the targets.
Right.
So it doesn't. I don't have like target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as variables, because that would drive you insane. Every time you make a new target, you have to go reference the target.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this just listens for the events to happen. So it's completely oblivious to the targets. I could delete all of them. I could add as many as I want. It's super intuitive. It's kind of how
cool.
dependency injection works in like Angular and .NET and stuff. So you said you wanted to add a delay, so it waits a second to cry. What we can do here is when we enter the trigger, it's going to dispatch an event. That we don't really have much control over. So if we want to delay this, we'll say, oops, I'm on the wrong tab. We'll say send event with delay. And then on my event, I can call this anything I want. I'll say cry. And then we're going to send that to self. And then I have to capture that event. Oops, it didn't send. I hit cancel, not send with delay. Send event with delay, not cancel sending with delay. I want to cry when I receive this, and we'll wait a second to do that. And then I need to capture that event. So when event is received, cry, then we'll play the visual effects. So there are no inline functions. There are no controls besides if in the system. So events are used for pretty much everything and anything. So in here, when the world is started, I'm going to connect to your trigger and listen for your trigger to receive a player enter event. And I'm going to pass that to my script as an enter event. And enter event with players received. I'm going to then send the cry event to myself with a 1 second delay. And then when I receive that cry event, I will go ahead and play that special effect. So now if you go in and go ahead and smack your
How come when
snowman.
you drop in, like you drop in from preview, I always spawn here, but you spawn where you were.
So you won't be able to see this, but when you're zoomed out, when you press the preview button,
Yeah.
don't just press it quickly, but hold it and then aim it. And you'll see a little circle appear, and wherever that circle appears is where
Oh
you're
my God,
going to
that's
spawn.
so much better than walking every time. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. What's weird is when you... 1 second is not very long, by the way.
I'm like in the snowman. I need to get out of there. I need to make my trigger area smaller because I was just standing by it.
I'm going to change this to like 2 or 3 seconds because I don't know if these are real world seconds or if they're ticks. Because it says seconds, but that was not like 1 second. 5 seconds may be too long.
Uh-oh. Oh no, bad news. Oh, undo. 1 second. Okay. Whew.
I haven't heard chat in a while. There is some chat going on there. So I don't know if my speech chat program gave up on us or what, but
Aw, hi
I'm
chat. We
gonna
love
lose
you.
my screen here if I try to look too long.
Hi chat. We love you. I made my
I
event
see
smaller.
your chat there, Curious Drive. And again, at the bottom of the screen, if you're not using chat on the Code It Live channel, we won't be able to hear you in VR. But I can glance at the screen every now and then. So that 5 second delay might be too long.
Oh my gosh, it's forever
There
long.
it goes. It is forever
So
long. Let's half that. So let me take this down a notch. 1 second was like almost instantaneous.
Yeah,
We'll
1
go to
second was
2.
too much.
I think 2 might do the trick.
Yeah, that's the money. You ready? Boop. Boop.
So far today we learned about triggers, debounces, and event delegation. So
And
Curious
also,
Drive.
what do you call the phenomenon of matching parameter functions?
Overloading.
Overloading.
Yeah, so you can overload functions in this or events.
This was so cool.
Hey, Eva, are you watching our silliness?
My
So
face is like so red. I wanted to check out the comments. Hi guys. This is so
do you want to
meta.
do one more script? Do you have time, Alyssa?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's play with animation real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna come into our third snowman. He's left out, or she.
Yeah.
It's a snow person. So let's. So this is a grouped object. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on him or her as you move the world around me.
No, I didn't mean it. I wanted to move my snowman back a little bit, but I cannot. I'm trying to do
Make
that
sure
thing that you taught
you.
me, but I want to like grab all the script panes with me, but I can't. I don't think. I don't think you can like
Um,
select the script panes.
yeah, you can't select them, but they will move with the script block.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Sorry. Right.
So you're gonna move. You didn't move your trigger though, and
I
your
know.
special
I thought I
effects. So
selected
you'll have
it.
to.
Quit.
I'll show you another multi-select trick here when you're done as well.
Okay, so I'm going through them like that and selecting them, and then I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
grab them.
Yep.
No, it's not working.
You're
Grab.
you're miss
It's
you're
not
missing the
working.
box on my screen. There you go. Um,
You're saying you have to actually be good at aiming?
so another another multi-select trick, Alyssa,
Yeah.
is if you hold your trigger button, do you see the plus and minus symbols?
Oh, yeah.
If you press
Whoa.
it, get like a balloon effect, that increases your pointer size. So that makes it easy to select a swath of things
Oh, that's cool.
rather than just pointing at one at a time. So this snow person is a group. So I'm going to select the snow dude here and ungroup it. So now I have access to
Oh.
all the things. And I'm going to grab the arm, and I'm going to regroup just this one arm. So I've got the two objects as one. And then I'm going to pull up the properties panel. So I've got the properties panel up. Alyssa, I don't know how well you can see this. You might have
Yeah,
to
I'm
tap it
zooming
to
in.
open it.
Yeah.
So there are, on the behavior tab, there's visible, collidable, motion. I'm going to click on animated. Okay. And then I'm going to click on record. What's cool about this is now I can come in and select this item, and I can animate. And then if I hit stop and I hit play, that's a really poor animation, but you can see you see him wave? Can you see that on your screen?
I'm zooming out so I can see it better. Do it
Here,
again.
I'll put it back on. So it basically recorded the motion that I just
Did
gave
it?
it.
Shut up. That is so cool.
So that's how easy it is to create an animation in here, which is like super awesome because I've done this in other tools and it is pretty painstaking. And then there's different looping mechanisms. You can say back and forth, continuous, or it plays once and stops. So what we can do now is we can listen to your trigger again. I think we might be able to get away with copying the cry script. So I'm going to
Oh,
copy
yeah?
the cry script.
Okay.
And then I'm going to open it back up and say, we'll say wave. Maybe he's calling for help. Who knows? So we'll say wave. So now it says trigger entered. Wait a second.
Narrator says don't
Play
bump into
visual
your desk.
effects. So we need to swap out our play visual effects. And we need to say, instead of play visual effects, animation, play animation on self. We'll rip out the visual effects part, leave play animation. And then we should be able to target the stick arm and attach the script. It didn't, it kind of, boy, it's all garbled. There it goes. Now we have the script wave. It's not attaching. Why is it not attaching? It's like, it's being glitchy.
Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy.
Attach script wave. There it goes. That time it worked. And then I need to create a reference. And then once again, your trigger has no idea that it's being used for other things.
Right.
So I'm going to attach your trigger to this.
Okay.
And then that should be it. It should have been that easy.
Smallest panes.
Yes.
I need to be just like a little bit bigger.
Feel free to zoom that in.
Okay.
So
okay,
now,
so you plugged in that, and then let's see. Oh, is your arm okay?
If you jump in
on my screen, your arm is like baby arm.
Really, it's normal on mine.
Oh,
but
good.
If I come over, if you go into view mode, Alyssa. Now, if I come over and I smack your snowman, it should cry and it should have waved.
There is
but
no arm.
Wave.
I think it's because the arm on my screen, at least, is non-existent.
Why is it not? Why are you not waving?
Like,
oh, and there it goes.
You have a baby arm, and you need to fix the baby arm.
That's so weird. It's normal size on mine. This is
Can you
beta,
change its size and maybe it'll force it to update on my screen?
That could be. There we go. I moved it around just slightly. See if that'll do anything. It could be something to do with the animations. For some reason, it does not like the animation part either. So it's supposed to play the animation when the event is received. Oh, the animation broke. That's why.
It did?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was maybe when you touched it, it deleted the animation. Maybe. I'll just re-record it. There we go. So let's try that one. And then we go ahead and you smacked it. We got crying and we don't have waving. So you should wave, buddy.
Smack,
why are you being
smack?
Play animation on self. I'm going to try removing the delay here. Don't know why that would have any meaning behind it, but let's do that. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure that the script is still, the script is still attached. We are attached, and it says,
do you remember how to take a screenshot?
We can take a selfie.
I just don't remember how.
Don't know why the animation didn't play. That's
I wanted to take a picture of the code at the end.
So I'm gonna make him go crazy. We're gonna change the speed of his animation to 5, and then we're gonna play it on start, and we're going to continuously play the animation. Since he doesn't want to do it on command.
So you're saying it should be going like right now, right?
Yeah. Are you seeing the animation? Maybe there's something with multiple people in animation.
I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say there's still no arm for me, so it might be because we're multiplayer.
Okay.
Because it's like as soon as you attach an animation to the arm, it just disappears on my screen.
Oh, okay. I've had animations act kind of wonky on me before, so maybe there's some glitchiness around them. But you were asking. Oh yeah, let's do a selfie.
How do we?
Do a selfie?
Yeah. So let's see if in front, like by the snowman.
You have to be in. You have to be in play mode, not build mode, like we are now.
So you can't take a picture of the code.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Maybe through your headset you can.
Okay.
So on your headset, I'm on desktop, so I don't have the same menu system you do. But I think if you hit your right menu button.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna go and look at the code.
I think you have to have something enabled as well. But
we should take a selfie with our snowman friends.
Yeah, let's do that. So if you pull up your wrist or hit the menu button and hit home on the left-hand side, there's a camera. There is a camera app built into the game. There we go. So I've got my camera. I don't know. Can you see my camera?
I can't. Well, yeah, I can see your camera. Yeah.
There we are. So we can we can pose here with our snow peoples.
Okay, I will
It's funny because on my camera the snowman is actually the other one's actually waving.
It must be a 2-player thing.
So it looks extremely blurry in game, but here, scoot to the here. Trying to get
This way?
the snow.
Is that?
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. There we go. One more time. There we go. I got the effects, I think. So I'll share those with you.
Thank you. Thank you for showing me everything today. This was awesome. I loved it.
This is so much fun. If so you won't be able to come to my other world. I don't have you set as a collaborator, but if you want to see on StreamYard for a second what I've been working on, I'll share what I've been doing.
Absolutely. I'll pop out of this and then watch it. I'm going to try to take a screenshot of this real quick, but then I'll be right there.
Okay, and I can still hear you, of course, through StreamYard, folks. So Alyssa's going to go back to reality for a minute and watch the stream for one moment while I jump over to one of my creations. So I won't get into all the scripts and stuff on this. I don't want to go to create. I think I need to exit this first. It's still trying to keep me... Oh, I need the party to end. How do I get out of the party? Hang up. Leave party. There we go. Not that I don't... not that it's bad if you get into my world. But it's just easier this way because I create a lot of copies in here. So I use multiple worlds. There's not a lot of organization tools in this right now, so it can be a little tough to organize all of your assets, which you'll see here in a minute. So this is something that I've been working on. This has a lot of scripts, a lot. I won't go through all of them today. If somebody has a question about a specific one, maybe I can answer it really quick. And I'm going to try not to bang into my furniture while I do this. This is a Skee-ball game I've been working on. Alyssa, you still there? Remember, I can't see.
Sorry, I am still there. I almost have the screenshot done, so I'm coming.
Oh, okay. So
sorry.
We have balls that we can pick up and toss down our Skee-ball. Ooh, I did that really poorly. Like I said, I'm trying not to hit things because I can't. This is a bad guardian. Really bad guardian. So I'm trying to be very careful. There we go. So I can take and throw my balls and try to make the Skee-ball game go here. What you don't hear on stream is the sound effects that play when I get a proper score going. I'm really bad at this. This is a prototype, and I'm terrible at it. So as those balls hit, you can see I'm counting down the number of balls I have left, and I'm counting up the score that I have. And I also have a fouls as I punch things in real space. I have a foul count as well. So if you ever played Skee-ball, what normally happens is little kids run up the ramp and like plug balls into the into the scoring mechanism, so they get tickets, and then they go buy candy.
You say little kids.
Counter.
I play Skee-ball all the time.
Yeah, but do you cheat?
Oh no! Well,
that's what I'm talking about. Is, like the kids will like get on the ramp. Have you ever seen that? Like Dave and Buster's or something.
No,
they like climb up the ramp and like shove balls into the like 1,000 hole. So to stop people from cheating, I have a foul mechanism here. Now notice when I roll up the ramp, and even when I miss, but if I try to throw, look at that. It stops me from just throwing the ball directly into the holes.
How did you disable throwing?
So it's not disabling the throw. I can still throw. You see the ball go out, but it hits a trigger, and it disables the ball and returns it, and it triggers a foul. So you can see I counted 3 of those over there.
So there's like a trigger floating in the air for throwing.
Yep. So it's just placed in the right height to where if I roll it, I'm not going to hit it. I'm going to roll underneath the trigger and ramp it up. But if I throw it just the slightest bit, I'm going to hit that trigger and get a foul as I smack into my desk multiple times. So if I could hit all of these, it would eventually stop dispensing balls. So when that counter reaches 0, it will return the ball to its spawn location, which is over here. And organizing code is tough in this. So you can see I've got actual like physical organization of my code blocks.
Oh,
that's why
cool.
You see the words basic game rules, scoring,
awesome.
all of those things. There's some player stuff. So when I get ready to actually make this into a game, the player cannot go up to the scoreboard. It will respawn them wherever they cross the line. So they can't just jump up into the game and mess with it. So there's triggers everywhere. You see, this is the foul trigger.
Gosh,
this is
so
the player.
messy. I mean, you have it organized
spawns.
really well, but you're right; it does get out of hand.
Oh yeah, look at the spaghetti code going on out here.
Oh my
gosh, this is
gosh.
insane. So there's a trigger for each game score unit, and there are different values. So what's nice is I can copy that trigger, and then I can come in and set the score amount. Physically, just set it right here. Just pop up a box and say this is now worth, 10,000, and the rest of the game will just pick up on that. So I don't have anything hardwired to scoring. The score is based on what this trigger as a target sends to the system. So this will send a score to the rules. So there's a rule engine here. So if I go over to game rules, you can see my rules block.
Nerd herder. Looks like you could throw the ball way over the blocking trigger
At that
try your
point,
luck.
if you want to throw over the top and make it, I'm giving you those points because I think that's added points for style. Maybe I'll put another trigger that multiplies the score or something. So if I come into, let's pull up the rules trigger here. So this guy handles all the rules for the game. So this is a pretty big script. You can see these can get pretty big in length.
Nice.
And this just handles the rules for the game. So it doesn't actually handle the scoring. It kind of delegates how the scoring is handled. So there's things in here like when the game starts, we'll go ahead and like clear out all the values, spawn a ball. When add score is triggered by one of the targets, it will respawn the ball if there's still turns left and those sort of things. It also calls the add score method. A lot of delegation is happening in here. And then there's finally one thing that says check and see if the game has ended. And if the game has ended, it won't respawn your ball. And then there's a global state object called main here. And main and rules work together. So they're a little bit codependent. But what's nice is I can clone or make a copy of the rules and change the rules and just plug them back into main. And I can create different rule sets. So I could create different levels and things on this. So it's extensive. It's extensible. So main is just a state object. So main has the game score, whether the game is over and started, how many fouls you've thrown, and how many throws you have left. But the main state object doesn't score either. So the score is based off of the rules and the targets. And the main object has no clue that the rules even exist. Isn't that pretty cool?
This
So
is amazing.
It's a
This is so
pluggable
cool.
system. So I can create specialized rules for different levels and things. Maybe level 1 you get 9 balls. Maybe level 2 you only get 3 balls. And maybe this, there's a score multiplier that happens. Those type of things. I can put that all in my rules. My main logic doesn't change. My scoring doesn't change. The scoreboard logic doesn't change. Just the rules change.
Did you add animations to this game?
Did I add animations? No, I don't believe I have.
Okay. Well, you're
any
talking about animations, and
animations.
so I just didn't know if
Oh, I
you'd
do have one. So when I start the game, I have a start button, and when I click start, it animates in, and there's one of those delays on there, so it waits 10 seconds before you can restart the game. So now I can restart. So I can pop that again. You'll see the ball respawn. There was also a test basket here, which I think I've accidentally
Testing what?
deleted. Oh, no, it's still there.
No, it's there.
So I'm terrible at throwing them in accurately. So the test. So I've got my test basket here. Because when you're trying to debug a script, the last thing you want to do is
actually trying to play the game in order to debug the script. That is beautiful.
Right.
Oh
So
god, that
hacks
makes me
right
so happy.
here.
I love it.
Total hacks. I missed.
The test basket.
I even missed the test.
I mean, you should make
balls.
the test basket just like a little bit smaller. Make it a little challenging.
So you'll see, look, this is my last ball. And if I throw this and make a score, boop, it's spawned off screen. And then when I reuse this code, what you can do is you can import these. So while I can't really, I don't have like an assets library or anything. They haven't built that yet. This is a beta. Oops, I think I need to be in this mode. What I can do is I can be in a world and I can say import another world. I don't want to do it because it will break this, but if I said import world, it'll direct me out to another screen where I can pull in an entire world on top of this one, which I would actually just import this world into a blank one or one that's got like visual assets. So I've actually got one I can show you that I've done that on. So this has been copied into another world where I will actually implement the full game and give it graphics and things. So we might work on this on the show sometime.
I love this. It's so cool.
So this world, I'm doing more of the art assets and less of the programming. So I've kept them separate so I can concentrate on what I'm actually trying to do. I've got a couple different versions of this too, by the way. I do a lot of troubleshooting. So here's the game being imported, and it's just kind of sitting off to the side. So this is not going to be this way when I'm done. I've just started this the other day, and this is where you'll spawn, where you're going to a building to play, the game. So, oh, come on, spawn where you're supposed to spawn. So you can see I'm building graphic assets in here. So this will be the game center where the game will exist. So this is a very early preview. It's just kind of a VR inspired space here. It's kind of abstract. It's got some plants and things, but there will be a bridge to another island where the game will exist.
Nice.
And you can see I do the same type of thing with my props because, again, there's no asset directory in this at all. So I have my things. If I want to add more plants up here, I can say duplicate and just grab these and plop them into the scene.
Nice.
So you have to be creative with how you organize in this thing because it's it doesn't have organization tools built in yet. So it's getting there.
I'm playing Ark in my spare time. It reminds me of some of the weird things I've run across in Ark, but
what's Ark?
I love it. It is a multiplayer dinosaur game, I guess. It's kind of like Minecraft with dinosaurs. but
Minecraft
it's
for
not
dinosaurs.
Yeah, because you can hunt, and it's like a survival type game, but in a dinosaur era, I guess. But there's kind of a weird twist to it with the story that I won't spoil, but essentially like it's not what you think it is. It's very trippy.
So this is another early prototype where I mixed.
Oh my gosh,
Oops,
another one?
Not,
wait.
This is not.
I was like, wait, we've seen
I
this.
do have another one. This is not the one. I think it's this one. So this is another prototype of the same thing, but with some graphics to show how you can mix the two elements together. So the game board itself is just a prototype of the game board. It's not really graphically enhanced yet. So I'm working on the scripts and all of that in isolation, so I'm not worried about other things in the environment bothering with my scripts. Because you can see these things get pretty kind of spaghetti. So this is a pirate ship theme, Skee-ball.
I love it. Oh my god, so, I love it.
This one, you're on an island instead of in like the abstract VR space, and you've got the same kind of board layout. I'm running into all kinds of things with my hand. Throwing these balls is very, very sketchy in in my setup here, but you've got different types of targets. Hey, I made one in the treasure chest there. And the respawn mechanism is my handy palm tree. I don't know if you noticed that, but my coconuts will respawn out of the palm tree here.
Oh my god, I love that so much. That's awesome.
So you can really be creative in this thing. There it goes. Bloop. Eventually, you can get them in the cannon, but there's no scoring in this one. This was an early prototype, so I can walk right up and dunk balls all day long. So I paused on this while I worked on the game mechanics.
So once you get game mechanics down, do you know how hard it's going to be to like copy them over to this version? Like,
it shouldn't be too hard.
You don't think so?
No, because there's that import world button, and I'm better at this when I have space to throw and not feel like I'm going to punch my monitor. So if I'm in here. And I say, see, I have one labeled assets 1.0, so that is my actual game mechanics. I can come in here and say import. I can say import world, and it will
so when
bring
you
that
do
entire
everything
thing in.
Like
all the scripts and the game board will come in, and I could pull the scripts off of that game board and attach
it to this one. Okay. Okay. Well, cool.
Yep.
I love it. Thank you for showing us this.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We'll talk more about scripts next week. We'll do some more game development stuff, and maybe we'll work on some of the Skee-ball game, or I can talk about level design one day and show how some of these more complex levels are made, because these assets all are unique. Like, there are no asset libraries in this game. Or in Horizon. Not yet, anyway. So to create things like treasure chests and pirate ships and shipwrecks and all of that type of stuff, even palm trees, you have to do that on your own. So it's all the assets in Horizon are made from these 12, I think it is, basic shapes.
Shapes, jeez.
Yeah, there's 9, and then I think there's 9, 10, yeah. I think there's 15. 15 shapes make up all of these things.
Nice.
You can see we got so cloud cover, and we've got water and barnacles and the whole 9 yards.
I love it.
A couple little shellfish here. But yeah. It's a lot of fun. I love this type of creative environment. This is really cool stuff. I think people will enjoy this. We've got, not this week, I still haven't organized it yet, but I have a couple of codes to access Horizon that we can give away on future shows. So
Ooh.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. We'll wait till we get, maybe we'll grow the audience a little bit and then we'll start working on giving those away. I want to make sure they go to folks who can actually use them, people that have a VR headset and can access Horizon. So I'm going to switch this off real quick and say my goodbyes.
How do you deal with this? You don't seem to be as red as I am. What the heck? Like I'm still like I've had it off for like 15 minutes. How are you not red? I hate you.
It might
Is
just
it
be
your
good lighting. Usually I have a
okay?
V shape, like right here.
Like I look like a dork over here, and you're fine.
Yeah, I
Oh,
will come up from my office is in the basement, and I will come up from my office, and my wife will be like, "Oh, so you've been working really hard today, huh? You've been in VR all day, haven't you?"
all
It's like,
day.
well, since we have an amazing boss, and I showed her this, she was like, "Make it part of the stream," and it's now part of a small fraction of my workday, so I can make more excuses, right?
So, question: do you think with a Mac, there's any way for me to stream what my Oculus is seeing?
With a Mac. Yeah. You can. You can't go full screen like I did. So what you can
Oh,
do. So this is like super meta, folks. If you're watching this, this is like super duper meta, and I still have this running on the desktop. I need to kill it. Close that. Close that. There we go. So if you go to the URL oculus.com
yes.
/casting.
Okay.
Let me share. Let's see, can I share this tab? Yeah.
I think I spelled
So
Oculus wrong. Oh,
this is
casting, not cast.
yeah. This is how I was doing it before. So if I share the screen here, you'll be able to see. So if you go to oculus.com/casting, this page will cast anything from your headset. So if I'll put this back on for a sec. This is how I did it last week. The letterboxing is a bit of an issue. That's why I chose to do it from the desktop. So let's do another game. Let's do Pistol Whip or something. That's a little more. Oh no, I forgot I reset my headset last night troubleshooting something. I'm going to Horizon instead. Horizon's all I have installed right now. So with this casting mode, I can go into my headset and click on cast and then choose computer, and it says view this in a web browser. I'll hit next and it'll prompt me to OK it. Actually, I think it's doing it now, so it should show up here any second. Allow it to access my hardware, my microphone, all that good stuff.
So you don't have to be plugged in to do this?
No, you do not have to be hardwired to do this. The only reason I am is because I'm using PC. And it says it's casting, but it's not picking anything up yet. Let's try it again. I might have caught it in limbo because it was in the middle of loading an app. Actually, you don't even need to be in a game to do it. You can cast your entire home screen and everything. Share, cast. Just make sure you don't hit go live by accident, because that will cast you to Facebook, I think. Make sure you go to cast. Okay.
Okay.
Headset is ready to cast. There we go. Okay. Said it was ready, and then it did nothing.
It was like JK.
It's saying it's doing it, and then it's not doing anything.
So this, whenever you do it through, it should just connect and you don't have to change the URL. It's just right there.
Yep. Because you're logged in with your Facebook account. So it knows you have privileges to cast whatever it is you're casting, because you're the same
I
human.
see.
I don't know
Well,
why.
cool. I'm going to totally give that a try, but I cannot wait for next week. And I am kind of like envious of all these assets you've built out. I want to try it. I want to try to build something. So
Yeah,
that's really
super
cool.
fun. I probably need to reboot my headset, or maybe I can't do it while I'm um, plugged into the PC. That might be it too. But it will just show up a little frame here, and then you can cast that to StreamYard.
Okay.
And then if you want to share your audio, make sure you check the Share Chrome tab button that has the audio capabilities on it. Otherwise, it'll be silent like our show today. But that was to save your ears from all the bad audio that comes out of the app that's broken on the desktop. But still, it's super fun. And I hope people get into this and start writing some scripts. And we had some questions here too. So Curious Drive was asking, can you override events? Yeah, you can override events on the same. Yeah, you can override events in general. So they can have the same name. They're scoped to the script. So you can have an event called my event on script A and an event called my event on script B. Those are not the same event. They will not trigger each other. So they're scoped within the script themselves. The only time you run into issues with that is if you use trigger enter and that sort of thing. So there was one more thing I didn't get to show today, and it's we listen to one event on another object. You can listen to all events. You can say just listen to everything, and it will listen to all those events. You can get an infinite loop though if you do that on an event that's throwing events for triggers. So if you have two triggers listening to each other, sometimes it'll just start triggering itself indefinitely. So I've done that. It handles it internally somehow. It detects the loop and it just cancels it out. But I did get some really weird behavior doing that once. But there is a cool thing that says like listen to all events from this object, and it will take them all in. Can you inherit? No, you cannot inherit anything. You can copy scripts and apply them multiple times, but you can't inherit from other scripts. So you can't like modularize the scripts. You can't like script within a script or anything like that. I think that was, and then I think I answered this one by showing some of the game rules in state mechanics. You can do solid principles. So like single responsibility.
What does that mean?
There are a set of principles that go with like single responsibility patterns and inversion of control and stuff like that, dependency injection. So my scripts, when I write them, I try to write them so that they're independent as much as possible from other objects. There's no interfaces or dependency injection in this. It's simple scripting, so you can't get too creative with it. But for example, my target that I built, the targets are unaware of the game rules. The game rules are unaware of how many targets there are. They're completely independent of one another. I could take the targets out, move them to a different game, and they would still function because all they're doing is sending an event that says it's worth this many points. That's all it says. It could be negative points even. So if I had, targets that I set up for good scoring to happen, and then maybe there's a section where if the ball lands, I want it to deduct points. All I have to do is set the point value to negative, and that target now becomes a negative target, and it will take points away. So the targets are very independent. All they know is I'm worth this much score, and when a ball passes through me, I send an event. And then the game decides, the game rules decide how to take that score and apply it. And then the game state is unaware of all of that, and it just says my score value is this. So you can be very abstract with these things if you set them up right. So I think that is about all we can cover in one show. We went long today. You get the headset on, time warps, and you lose track of everything. We're at hour 46 minutes, Alyssa. I hope you had fun.
I did. Thank you.
Thanks. This is extremely fun stuff. Maybe we'll do like a level design one of
Yes,
these.
because I want to
and
learn what you
show how
have to
build
teach.
things.
Because you always talk about that stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I want to dive into that some more.
Cool. Yeah, we can talk about lighting and what
No, because I
player
wanted to actually
user
modify the
experience and all
lights
that.
and like add them to our loop. But I went up to the lights to like look at them, and it was like, and I'm a mesh box, and I'm like, oh God. So that would be awesome to learn all about all of that stuff.
Cool.
Well,
We'll
thanks,
see you
Ed.
all next week, same time, same channel. Bye, Alyssa. Let's see, can we raid? Is there anybody raidable?
Raid,
I'm going to raid from the Code It Live channel. Let me see where everybody is viewing from. Yeah, most people are at the Code It Live channel. I have a couple on my channel as well. We'll go ahead and raid from the Code It Live channel. We've got InstaFluff. Let's go ahead and raid InstaFluff. And I'll pass the raid off to my channel too in a second. So start raid there. We're going to go raid InstaFluff. And as soon as this one goes off, I'll switch over to the two viewers on my channel. We'll raid those as well. All right. So folks on Code It Live, see you soon. And say hi to InstaFluff for me. And then we'll do the same here as well. And Alyssa, thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Thank you.
See everyone next week.
Bye.
We've got one more raid counting down. I don't know why it makes me count down. There we go. And InstaFluff has 2 raids now. All right, folks. And in the stream now, we'll see you next week.